What's up, Macon-Bibb? It's Edna Adams.
Olivia Walter.
And Emily Hopkins.
And you're listening to
Macon It.
I'm back.
Thank goodness.
Sorry,
we
Chris.
missed you.
Yeah, that was hard.
It was real
Y'all
hard.
did so well. I thought y'all did a good job. I was listening to it and I was like, wow, oh my gosh, I have FOMO.
Yeah, I mean, we survived. It's just like, it was a struggle.
I had to really step it up, and I didn't like that pressure.
Oh gosh, you guys did great.
I was going to say, Emily did speak a lot more than I think she ever had before.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize, but I thought it went pretty well. I mean, Chris, shout out to you. You did a great job. I was dealing with all the mother things of, I had a sick baby, I had a sick puppy, like, yeah, all the things. It was a very expensive
Dog
day.
mom and baby mom.
No, but it was good, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm just having a day because at the time of this recording, I mean, it should be a national holiday.
Ugh.
It
For
should be.
August 26th. I feel so high school because, like, I'm just so giddy and excited
Me too.
for my BFF that doesn't know we're BFFs.
My BFF Taylor Swift.
Yes. Olivia's just looking at us.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
I'm happy for Taylor and
Travis.
Travis.
But mostly Taylor.
Emily, how does it feel to be engaged at the same time as Taylor Swift?
It feels really great. I'm so glad that we can share in this experience together.
Yeah. So I'm jealous.
for like 1
How
month.
does it feel to be living
Not even
my
a month,
life?
like a day.
Yeah,
Wait,
couple, 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh gosh. No, it's so great. I'm excited. I know you guys don't care about
Yeah,
that. Some of you guys.
but yeah, Emily's jumping on the trend right away within hours of the announcement of Taylor
She's
Swift
on
and
it.
Travis Kelce's engagement. She has already posted on social media that Bibbsy, our paving the way mascot,
Which is a cone.
also feels so high school. So
Yeah.
congrats to Bibbsy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The backdrop
need to
is
calm
beautiful.
Yeah.
The caption, you need to calm down. More paving is on the way.
More paving
Yeah.
is on the way. Don't scream at me, please.
Yeah. So you heard that right. There is more paving on the way because just this week, at the time when you're listening to this, probably last week. But anywho, our commission unanimously approved a new contractor. Well, not really a new contractor. The same contractor that is doing the first round that we announced a week ago is doing some more paving. And so you can head over to Macon-Bibb.us and scroll to the bottom, look for that story there, and you can click and see all of the portions of the roads that this contractor is going to be working on. So that's professional paving.
Yeah, it's great. It's our last podcast episode was with Keith Moffitt, and we talked about paving, so we're seeing immediate action there.
Yes, Professional Paving Services was the contractor that was selected. They are a local contractor. How it works, and I'll just get into the basics really quick, is different contractors submitted for this RFP, then our procurement department, and like goes through these guidelines, and they look for ways that this contractor would fit to do this project. They came in the lowest. So they've got all the requirements, but they came in with the lower pricing for us, and we love that.
Yeah.
We love a good deal.
We love a good deal.
On time and under budget.
Yeah, no, I love it. So exciting. I know we've all been waiting for our portion of our roads and our neighborhoods to be repaved or whatever needs to be done there. So head over to Macon-Bibb.us and look at the roads that we're already working on.
Keep track of Bibbsy and see where they're going to be out and about in Macon-Bibb County.
Yeah, tell me the idea behind Bibbsy again. We haven't talked about it on the podcast.
Bibbsy is... So we went to... Where did we go?
We went to Government Social Media Convention in Orlando, happiest place on earth, Disney World, where we learned a lot of great new things about different ways to use social media with government. And during that, we were introduced to Utah's Department of Utah's Department of Transportation, and they were just doing some really great innovative things in that. And so we got some great ideas from those wonderful ladies, and through that, Emily and I started brainstorming how could we sort of create our own ideas based on UDOT's fun ideas, and Bibbsy was born.
Bibbsy was born.
Shout out to you, Dot. I love that because it's one thing to tell people and like give people like a boring picture of like a not so great looking road, but y'all incorporated this cone with some googly eyes on it, and therefore Bibbsy was born.
Yeah.
Love them.
Sometimes Bibbsy has a wig. Sometimes
there's a wig on Bibbsy.
Yeah.
When?
Oh, yeah, I added a wig.
The wig hasn't been seen by the public yet.
Yeah. Wig to be added soon.
So that's just this little secret you're getting a sneak peek into.
I love it. No, we try to make government fun. We talk about this a lot. We try to make communications our way of communicating with everyone is to make it fun. Government can be boring and sometimes scary and sometimes but it's important. And so we want to show you guys that. So let us know what you think of Bibbsy in the comments. Only nice things.
Only nice things. Don't insult Bibbsy.
Yeah. Bibbsy is here to stay.
Yes.
But we just want to hear nice things about Bibbsy. So we have had quite the month. I cannot believe August came and went. We talked about August being Emergency Management Awareness. For the first year ever, we're celebrating that EMA month. Our EMA, Emergency Management Agency, has done a wonderful job of keeping us safe, keeping us being proactive, making sure that we're in the know, and making sure that our community's in the know with what to expect in case of emergency, in case of disaster, whatever that looks like. So all month long, we showcased through social media what EMA does, what the emergency support functions do. We talked with our EMA team a couple of episodes ago and went over, what they're responsible for, as well as this big trip that they had to Maryland. So go back and listen to that episode if you haven't already. They've done a lot of things to be proactive. Again, one of those being weather radio giveaways.
Yes. We're one of the coolest things that our county does is that they do these weather radio giveaways. Not every county does that for their so a lot of people are super jealous of us, but yeah, we just did another one somewhat recently.
Yeah, hundreds, now thousands of weather radios have been given out to Macon-Bibb County residents. We've been making sure that these go specifically to our residents because that's what they were purchased for, is our Macon-Bibb County community. You mentioned that, other counties don't really do that. Sorry about it, guys. Maybe talk to your EMA departments there and see what they can do. But shout out to EMA. It was such a great time celebrating them this month. Kids went back to school this month. Now I'm looking forward to fall.
Yes.
I can't say it's fall, y'all, yet.
We're not quite there, but we're getting closer. We did the back to school. I know you're not going to know this because it's sports, but we hit week 0 of college football, which means
go Dogs.
Go Dogs. And
go Dogs.
Yeah, so that just makes it feel it means we're getting deeper into fall, and that's
also I have something that I need to point out as well. You may relate to this more, Edna. Fall decor is on sale at Hobby Lobby now.
Yes.
Yes. I totally relate. I go every single...
It's fall.
Yeah.
It's fall.
It is fall. Yes.
And pumpkin spice latte is back.
Oh my God, I had a pumpkin spice cold brew today.
Oh.
Or just pumpkin cream cold brew.
Edna celebrated that with me during the commission test this morning.
Oh, yeah. I use my pumpkin spice creamer I buy it at Publix, the non-dairy kind. It's really good. Y'all don't care.
maybe they do. Maybe they
Go
do.
to Publix and
either way. But yeah, we were talking about back to school, but one of the things that's actually coming up as well is a really great thing that is coming back. I think that happened last year. Jeremy Grissom helped have a moment with Ice Cream with Dad. And it's an MVP thing where... it's just a fun event where kids come and they have ice cream with their father figure. And this year they're going to have it at Carolyn Creighton Park. It's just fun, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with Dad. It could be with your grandfather. It could be with your brother. It could be with Uncle. September 20th. Come on out. It's just a fun event. Come get some free ice cream.
Yeah.
And just have fun.
I love that they do this because we talk about, giving people their flowers, and often dads get a little overlooked. I mean, we know who the head of the household is, mothers. I'm just kidding.
Who runs the world? Girls.
Girls. No, but dads do a lot, and I think it's really important to celebrate that and celebrate, your father figure in your life, because they deserve their flowers too.
Yes.
And I think it's also a really great bonding moment for those dads to meet other dads and talk about it. This is really important because there's a stigma around men that they don't really like to talk about their feelings, and they don't feel like they can talk about their feelings or what they're going through. And it's been proven that, the more you do that and you've got somebody to talk to, you're showing a positive impact within your family, not just to you, but within your family. And Macon Violence Prevention and Macon Mental Health Matters does a wonderful job with doing that. So they'll have ice cream with dads. I was saying ice creams with dads, but maybe you could have more than one ice cream. I'm not sure.
I don't know yet.
But
we'll have to ask Jeremy about this. Is there multiple ice creams, or is it just one ice cream?
Maybe it's just one per person. I don't know. They also do the men's mental health meetup, which is once a month, and it is every fourth Monday.
Yes. At
Serenity Entertainment Complex. I love that this is a safe space for men, young boys, young men, whatever that looks like, to come together and just talk. Like, I haven't been to them because they're pretty, I mean, they're, for men, or
we don't want to
invade that space.
Or like take away from them that moment where like men can talk about the things that are actually bothering them without
feeling judged.
Yeah, feeling judged by women and all of that. So it's a great space for men to just open up and actually talk about things that bother them, or things that run through their brain, and like the responsibilities that they feel like they have and stuff like that. So check out the men's mental health meetups at Serenity. Yeah,
it's every fourth Monday. So then that would make it September 22nd. You can head over to Serenity from 6 to 7:30. It's just like a guy's night out,
Yeah.
I love it. So thanks to everyone who is a part of that. I'm just really excited for fall. I'm like, I was just thinking about.
Were you thinking about turning over the next page in the calendar to fall? And as always, we've been talking about this pretty much nonstop.
Yeah. Because everyone else is.
Yes, it is viral. Emily can attest to that. I mean, besides talking about Bibbsy, the thing that actually is getting the most comments and the most likes and the most everything.
The Firefighter Calendar.
Firefighter Calendar.
Woohoo!
So I know you're creating a lot of video content, preparing for the big day of the big release of the Firefighter Calendar.
I am. I have quite a few videos ready to go. Just can't send them out until the calendar is actually out, so there won't be any spoilers.
No spoiler alerts. Emily's lock and key. Interesting. Well, I know we have a lot of news coming out with the Firefighter Calendar coming up, and a lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah, we wanted to use this episode to take a deep dive into it because, we're just giving you surface level stuff a little bit.
It's not just a bunch of like beautiful people posing. It's more than that. We're really excited about this week's episode because we're bringing the heat. We're talking to the masterminds behind the Firefighter Calendar. Our very own Fire Chief Shane Edwards and Captain Phillip Herndon.
And now we have the masterminds, kind of, behind
the fire starters. But not fire starters. The fire igniters.
Fire putter-outers.
Putter-outers? I don't know.
Anyhow,
How
hey
about
guys.
Firefighters.
The firefighters.
What a word! It's genius.
Where'd that come from?
I know.
We have our very own Fire Chief Shane Edwards and Captain Phillip Herndon. How is it going, guys?
It's going great. Thanks for having us.
Going great today. Thank y'all very much for letting us come in today.
I said that correctly, right? Herndon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I always feel like I'm saying it like wrong, but okay, cool. People say, my maiden name, Ruiz, they used to say that.
Yeah.
So I just have this. I'm like, I want to pronounce everyone's names correctly.
I get Walters a lot.
Or Waters.
Or Waters.
You were Water in the last commission meeting, I think.
The commission meetings, it's always interesting to see what my name's going to be spelled like.
Like, I'll go back and read the minutes from the last commission meeting, and I'm like, okay, what's Olivia's name today? And it'll be Olivia Waters, Olivia Water.
It's
Olivia
never
Walters.
Walter. It's never Walter. But one day, dream big.
Dream big. Well, thanks for joining us, you guys. I know that y'all have a very busy schedule. We were talking about, as we were walking in here with the captain, I was asking him what his shift was, and he was trying to explain it to me. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds great. I'm so glad to have you here today. You guys are true heroes of our community, and for that, we thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can we have a little applause?
Oh, yes. Yeah, nailed it.
But you guys have been getting a lot of buzz recently, and it's not so much about the house fires. It's actually people want to start fires so they can meet your team.
Yeah, the comments are insane.
It is hilarious. Do you scroll through the comments every now and then to see what people are saying?
So we've been seeing some of these comments. Please do not start a house fire just to see our firefighters.
They are always in the community doing community service, not so much, putting out emergencies or anything. So you will be able to see them. Now, are these firefighters always shirtless or showing off a little bit more skin? Probably not, no. But in these calendars that are about to be released, you might see a little bit of that.
Just a
But
tad.
it's all for a good cause.
It is. It is.
This is not new to y'all because you had one last in 2017, 2018. But then before that, there were, I've seen some vintage calendars as well. How long have, you all been doing these calendars? And I mean, you all, the fire department. Do we know? When was the first one?
Early 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Early
I would say
80s.
1990 probably.
Probably 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been going on for quite a while.
Yeah. And then I remember the 2018 one. I was here for that as a reporter working for 41 NBC. And that was fun to see. But now I'm on this side where I get to see how it all is crafted, how it comes to life. I know it isn't easy. I'm looking over here at Captain Herndon because I know, has been working day and night, quite literally, on shift, but also working, to make sure that these calendars are right.
Yes.
Why did you decide to kind of revamp it?
Well, we had so much success with the last one. We thought it was time to do another one. And, it just took a little time, I had a lot going on, and I'm kind of, I would say, the mastermind behind it. I know how to do it. And, I come to Chief, and we got to talking, and he said, I think it's time to do another one. So,
because before the 2018 one, when was the last time that one happened? I'm putting you on the spot here. I'm sorry. A long time ago.
Quite a few years.
wow,
Yeah.
it had been a long time.
So how did that come about? I'm going back to 2018.
Yeah, so me and a good friend of mine, Blaine Umbaugh, was having lunch somewhere, and a lady come up. We had our fire department T-shirts on, and she come up to us and she said, "Boys, when y'all gonna do another fireman calendar?" And we just shrugged it off, and we was like, "I don't know,
Also, you blushed a little, didn't you? Yeah.
Did y'all know these existed already?
The calendars?
Yeah.
No, we knew prior because my dad was a fireman for a long time.
Was your
Okay.
dad in the
And
calendar?
he was in the calendar.
Oh, look at this. It's a whole family thing.
And so we knew about the calendar because, of course, I seen them when I was younger with my dad in them. And so we was like, yeah, And so we moved on about the way. And I don't know, a couple weeks later, we had another lady come to us and was like, hey, when are you going to do them calendars? And we was like, uh-oh, we may have something here. So it was a different chief at that time. And we went and sat down and talked to him. And Chief Evers was down there as the
Assistant chief.
And we promoted it to him and sent it to him. We had a whole slideshow and everything of how we was going to do it. And,
that's amazing.
And he agreed to do it, but we had no idea what we was getting into. We had no idea. And it's so much work. A lot of people think, you just get some pictures and you throw them in the calendar, and it's, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how much work it is to make this happen. But it was all worth it in the end. So, and we took a little break, and Chief said, let me make fire chief, and we'll see about doing another one. So I come knocking on his door when he made chief, and he said, all right, I told you if I made fire chief, we'd do another one. So
I have a question for Chief. Do you remember their pitch? back in 2017 or 2016 maybe?
Well, I'll tell you that when they first started talking about it was probably around 2016, and then 2017 was when the work really started. But what was unique about that calendar at that time was there was two people. It was Captain Herndon and at the time Blaine Umbaugh. They pretty much did it on their own. So yes, there was a good pitch of, hey, we need to do this calendar. We had seen calendars in the past. We knew that they could be successful if they were done right. However, these two individuals took it on themselves and pretty much handled everything from putting it together. It was like we spent probably an hour in the pitch, and then we never saw it again until they were printed, which was awesome for a fire chief and an assistant fire chief. But for those two individuals, it was a ton of work that was put on two people. So I think that Captain Herndon probably took a little bit of a break because it was so much work.
But that mental break.
When we started talking about it again and wanting to bring the calendar back, one thing that we said together is that, we'll do the calendar, but we were going to form a committee together, and one or two people wasn't going to do the whole calendar by themselves. And it really does when it's this big a calendar, and when you've got 70 plus firefighters who are competing to be in this calendar, and then you're talking about getting judges together and bringing in different scenes all over Middle Georgia that we shot to make this calendar a success. It takes a lot of people, a lot of moving parts. And so a special thank you and shout out to all the individuals who helped with the calendar itself. I say kind of our organizer that made sure that we were all where we were supposed to be every time that it was put together was Miss Carlene.
Yes, Lord.
always stepping up and probably making, I say it all the time jokingly, but it's not unusual for Miss Carlene to call you at 6:30 or 7 in the morning and be like, don't forget we're doing this today. And I'm like, we hadn't even started the day yet. And she's like, oh, yeah, we got to be here and here. So she's been very instrumental in making sure that we've been successful and being where we need to be and things like that. But there are just so many people in our department who are on the committee who just agreed that one or two people wasn't going to do the whole thing. They were all going to pull together and make it a success. And so we've had a good time this go around and making it happen. We're hoping we're not going to wait another, long time before the next calendar. So we've already started, even before this one's printed, Captain and I have already started talking about a timeline of being able to put another one together. And the other side of it is the health initiative that it inspired in our department. Mm-hmm. Seeing all of our firefighters come together and start competing to be in the calendar. I know that as a fire chief, one of the goals I had in the last couple of years was being able to go to the fire stations and sit down and get invited to eat lunch with them. Of course, when the firefighters cook, it's always something good and healthy.
Whew, I always hope I'm invited.
Country fried steak and gravy or meatloaf or fried chicken and not grilled. It's always something in those lines. So for the last year, I'd say that I didn't get many invites. But when I would show up at a fire station, I'd walk in, I always jokingly say, I'd be like, what y'all eating for lunch today? And it wasn't unusual to see somebody sitting there with a bag of lettuce, eating lettuce, talking about, well, I'm trying out for the calendar, so this is lunch. And I'm like, wow, y'all. Like,
well, that's what I thought was okay. I thought it was funny. I had someone pick me up once on the way to one of your workouts. I was going to get some video footage of you guys working out, and I was talking to the firefighter as he was picking me up to take me to the workout. And I was like, oh, are you going to try out? And he's like, nah. I'm getting more in shape, but I'm not going to make it, so I'm not going to try out. And then I went out to the photo shoot, and he made the calendar shoot. I was like, he was trying to be so modest to me right in there, and he made it, so proud of him.
It.
Well, I will tell you that our firefighters are competitive, and if you have one or two in a fire station that are working out, that were competing for the calendar, what we did see was we saw eating habits changing in the fire stations. We saw, even though people wasn't trying out for the calendar at the time, they were changing eating habits because they wanted to just be part of that team, and they could see the difference it was making on individuals. And when they were pounding the concrete and running a couple of miles a day, and some of them up to 5 or 6 miles a day, the other individuals that are in that competitive spirit is like, well, I'm not going to let my officer outrun me today or whatever. So they go out there and they PT with them and just stayed in shape with them.
Well, it's all about your environment too. And I know since you've, become fire chief, that was your biggest thing for you, was like the camaraderie, the team building within each station, within the entire department. So if you're seeing, if I'm in a room full of people like exercising and eating lettuce, I'm probably not going to show up with like my double stacked cheeseburger and sit next to y'all, right? Like I'll change my environment a little bit.
Well,
I'll get motivated. That's what I like to think,
Definitely.
But I know I definitely have seen that, and it's been a lot of fun seeing you all get ready. But I definitely want to, I want to talk about it all, because this is an opportunity for us to really talk to these listeners. I mean, every now and then we get news story done and it's like a minute 30 seconds, but like this is a full-on sit down. So I want to again go back to the beginning, your reaction to that, seeing what it's become today. 2017, you and Blaine are running around trying to get this started. Like, how do you even come up with the concept, okay, like this is something for health and it's a competition now? And what was the crafting behind all of that?
Well, I wish I had this awesome story to tell you, but
okay.
we really just went out there and we, failed and tried and failed and tried until we found out what we thought would work. And the best thing, I don't even remember how we met the guy with the Guardian Center. And he just said, hey, y'all come out and look at what we got. And we had no idea. We didn't even know I didn't know what the Guardian Center was.
I was about to say, let's pause for a second. Let's say
what is the Guardian
What
Center?
is the Guardian Center?
To me, and Chief I feel like he'll vouch for me, that this is one in the world like this. I mean, there may be somewhere out there, but it's a very rare place to get to go to. It's 800 acres of where top secret guys come in from all over the country, maybe the world, to train for different obstacles that they may go through. I mean, they have a whole city that they can flood. They've got buildings that are knocked down. They've got 4 miles or something underground of rail. They've got where you can set bombs off and drop helicopters. And I mean, and we're just touching the surface. They got whole underground interstates that we did photo shoots in with cars turned upside down. I mean, they had cars inside of trains overturned. I mean, it's just looked like a movie scene.
So it's like a training facility for people that are training for emergency situations.
Worst case scenarios,
so that whenever those worst case scenarios happen in real life, our emergency responders can already have had those simulated and made them more like to scale in real life.
That's right.
So
it's also like the Universal Studios for our first responders.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It's pretty cool.
Yes,
it's pretty cool. I hope we never have to use those scenarios, right? But
Amen.
Better to be safe than sorry.
And so we got in touch with him, and I don't even remember who had his number, but he invited me and Blaine out. And like last time, there was 25 people that went. This time, it was just me and Blaine. And so we went and met him, and they just pretty much said, guys, whatever y'all want to do, y'all can do it, and these are your dates. And so that's what we did. We went out there one day, and we looked at all of what he had, and we literally showed up and just figured it out as we went through that day. And then we did a couple other scenes downtown with some, that's a whole nother story with the dogs. We had some Dalmatians that we did some scenes with, and that was maybe one of our hardest scenes to do.
Yeah, it's hard to get dogs to
work and sit, and we was taking 300 photos, and they wouldn't want to sit. But
Look
so
at
we
the
did
camera,
some, yes, Lord. And so we did that, and that's kind of how that went. We just did trial and error till we made it,
And y'all worked with Brittany then too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Photography is not easy to come by. It's not cheap, but Brittany has volunteered her time and efforts in helping you with that. So shout out to her.
Yes, Brittany is awesome. I went to school with Brittany. And so when we got started, and we was on a $0 budget at that time, and we kind of are now, but we called Brittany up and was like, listen, we got a good idea. It's going to be, for kids. And she's like, come in. I don't need nothing. Just let me know and I'll be there.
Let's give her business a plug.
So it's Brittany Stevens Photography out of Monroe County in Forsyth, Georgia. She was in the last calendar. She's all through this new calendar. I mean, literally, you get a calendar. Every page has got her name on it. You can look it up. It'll take you right to her website.
Yeah, she's a fantastic photographer. Highly recommend. So,
Awesome.
You don't have to need to be doing a firefighter shoot to hire her.
No.
She
can if
do
you
all
want,
different
but-
types of situations for photography. So, yes, definitely.
That was amazing that you got her on board. And you mentioned for the kids, did we know that this was something that we wanted to do for the kids initially when you and Blaine were talking this through?
Well, in the beginning, we picked who we did because of Chief Edwards and Chief Russian. Their kids and grandson was going through some tough times, and so that's who we thought we should go with. And then we went with the Georgia Fallen Firefighters, which that helps any fireman that falls in the line of duty. So we was like, we got to go with them. And so we went with them, and they helped out and did some cool stuff with us. And Hanky, that's kind of how we picked who we picked last time.
Yeah, so it was Jay's Hope and
The Georgia Fallen Firefighters.
So, okay, the money was split. You guys have helped a lot. I mean, obviously, your job title is in itself, right? Protecting our community. So you're going out to, like, worst case, sometimes, unfortunately, people's worst day of their lives. I mean, you do that as your job, but you're also doing this as giving back to our community. And I see that a reoccurring pattern within your department, within your own community and brotherhood and sisterhood, that y'all are constantly looking for ways to give back into our community. So yeah, I'm really excited about how we're giving back this. And I say we, I mean y'all. We're giving back this time. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, Chief?
Sure. Yeah, so, a few years ago, there were a couple of firefighters that had approached me about doing a activity at the Children's Hospital. And we know that during Christmas time that there are families and children that are in the hospital who aren't probably going to be able to go home Christmas Day. And so Lieutenant William Strange and a couple of other firefighters approached me after I became fire chief, and they were, trying to come up with a unique situation to where Santa Claus could visit the children who are in the hospital Christmas Eve and in the week of Christmas and things like that, and wasn't going to be able to go home. And so that project was such a success. Captain Herndon was a very instrumental player in that project. And as Captain Herndon and I was working together on that with Lieutenant Strange, and we were going through the hospital, visiting children and seeing the families there, we started talking about this calendar this go around. And it's just, the first thing we said is we've seen families come to Macon at their worst time from out of town, or even our local families who may be here and having to spend that time at the hospital. And I've seen our own firefighters take, funds out of their pockets to give to those families. So I talked to Captain Herndon, and I said, we need to do something we're already doing something during Christmas Day, Christmas Eve for those families, but let's use the proceeds from this calendar to help those individuals who may be at the Children's Hospital. A lot of times, last minute, when families had to bring their children to Macon, they may be coming in the wee hours of late at night, early in the morning, and they just may not be able to get into the Ronald McDonald House right at that time and have somewhere to stay that night. We wanted to be that source to say, hey, if a family's coming, they don't have anywhere to stay, then we'll offer some proceeds to help them get in a hotel or somewhere close to where their child is. And that's just one less thing that family's got to worry about, because when they're already coming into town, where we're going to stay overnight. If they can't stay at the hospital, depending on what the situation is, they need something. And then just seeing those children there, and during that time when we were there, Santa Claus was passing out some little small gifts to each of the children there, and again, that was paid for by funds from donations of our firefighters. And so I was like, well, let's use the calendar to do something for our children that are in, the Children's Hospital at the time. And when I say our children, they're our children from the community, or even children that may be coming from other communities that have to stay here. And we just want to be able to do something to give back to them. So that's really where the bulk of this year's calendar is going to focus on. And we've met with the staff there and some very nice people have kind of assisted us and got us pointed in the right direction. Now we're going to set this up this year and really make it a success throughout the whole year.
That's probably one of my favorite things that y'all do, is the visit around Christmas time, around the holidays, and seeing that. And Olivia every year works on an incredible video that I like. I'm sitting here listening to you speak. It's a little warm in here, but I'm like getting chills just thinking about that, because yes, you see all these kids, and I'm gonna get emotional about this, but you feel helpless. Like, what more can I do?
And that's the thing. Like, in the moment, you have these families that all that they want to do is just focus on their kid. And one thing that the fire department does is they're able to take something off their plate and thinking about how to make Christmas special for their kid that's unfortunately in the hospital. And it's just such an amazing moment. To be a part of that every year is really special for me. I'm so glad I get to be a part of that with you guys. But it's just taking one more thing off the plate. And so being able to have the funds from the calendar also be something that can be spread year round, to be one less thing that's on their mind, one less thing to stress about. Personally, my family had a similar thing with my nephews in the NICU, and that's something that will change their lives forever.
We will leave a link for you guys to see these videos in the comments of our social media, just so you guys can see that, because it is truly something special. Just watching that video, you'll kind of get a sense of where this money that's being raised is going to. So not only will you get an amazing calendar, you're helping a family in need, and you're allowing our fire department to continue to help countless lives. So if you haven't already, decided how many calendars you're going to get, I'm helping you out. Get at least 5.
Yeah.
Please.
That's right.
At least. Come on, Christmas is coming
That's
up
right.
too.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of Christmas, these calendars will make excellent Christmas presents for everyone you know.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend just going in and buying one for every one of your friends, every one of your family members.
So at the time of this recording, we're currently waiting on printing of the calendars. You guys have already gotten a sneak peek of what essentially the layout's going to like. Can you give us any spoilers?
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
And, one thing that we did, it's going to be fire. One thing that we didn't touch on too is we mentioned it's a competition. How do we go about, who gets chosen for this calendar? Because it's not just, hey, we like you come on.
So what we did last time was we had a tryout. We had about 96 people try out the first time, and we wanted to get the most bang for the buck. So that's why we did 3 a month. It'd give 36 people the chance to get in it, not just 12. And we had a lot of success with that. It motivated lots of men and women to get in it. I mean, some of these people lost 50, 60, 70 pounds to get in it. To me, I take my hat off to them because it's tough work. It's not easy. So we come up with that, and that's kind of what we did this year. Chief let us do a mass email to the whole fire department. They applied. We had a tryout date, and it was kind of good. I like to give other people opportunities, and some of the guys that did it last time didn't do it because they wanted to give somebody a new opportunity, and that's what life's about. Give somebody another chance to get in there. And so we had about 77. We picked 36, and I think it's going to be the best calendar we've ever seen. Got a lot of cool stuff coming.
I want to give a special shout out. There are some beautiful ladies also in this calendar.
3, right?
4.
Yes.
4. Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Right.
Strong women.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes.
Because we only had one in 2018.
Yes, ma'am.
LaToya?
LaToya made it she tried out in 2017, made it in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We may or may not see her in the next one.
She's in this one.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Oh, wait, we did already release
We weren't sure
the
if
names.
we were allowed to.
No.
No, we did release the names of that. Okay, but we haven't released we haven't released the official pictures. We haven't even seen them, and we're in the communications
I know.
department. We've been working behind the scenes.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
We're trying to get you a copy today. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
No, we're really excited. So we will be making an announcement for the release date, and you'll have opportunities, if you can't make it to that day, which we're hoping will be a meet and greet opportunity for everyone to come get their calendars signed, take pictures, bring your spouses too, just so they, can keep a close eye on you. No, I'm just kidding. We have seen the comments. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And again, it's all for a really good cause. And these are going to be $20.
Yes, ma'am.
We are expecting to take cash.
We're going to pretty much take everything.
Everything.
We're going to
Okay.
have Square, anything that accepts on Square, cash,
Apple Pay. All that. Okay.
And
So-
what's very important is to say we are doing online sales too.
We are
So
doing online sales.
that's
You can get it shipped
massive.
right to your house.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that. We'll announce that later
Yep,
too.
it's
So
coming.
yes, definitely. I guess if you don't want to give us any spoilers, what else is there to talk? I'm just kidding.
Well, I will tell you this. When we were talking about the selection process in 2017, we actually reached out to some fitness gurus throughout our community, fitness ladies and things that served on a panel and kind of selected who was going to be in the calendar. So this go around and this year we actually reached out to Legends Gym and the owners of that, who have just been just a great help. And Captain and I actually went and sat down with the owners and talked to them about what the opportunity was. And again, when you start talking about doing something for, it was a firefighter calendar is what we started out the conversation. But when we mentioned the words of we're doing this to provide some assistance to children in our community that may be in the hospital. They were 100% on board. And so once again, we ended up with some true fitness training instructors, and so they actually put a panel together, and they actually the firefighters who went out for the tryouts for the calendar actually came into a room, and they were truly judged with flexing and doing what they had to do to make sure that they could show every muscle they had to get into the calendar. So it was pretty neat, and just a special thank you to Legends Gym for coming on board with us, and they've been a great partner with us as well as a sponsor to make sure that this calendar is going to be a success. And I know that we're talking about selling calendars everywhere. I was in a dinner meeting last night. 3 people at the table sitting there was talking about bring 20 calendars to my office. We're going to be selling them out of our office. Legends Gym's already mentioned that they want to sell them there. We've had numerous different businesses in Macon who have reached out to us about once we open up the calendars for sales, they want to stop by and do some type of either a release or something just to try to get the the momentum going for being able to do calendar sales, as well as of course being online. So we'll have that barcode out there, or that QR code. I'm sorry. We'll have the QR code ready for people that can scan, and they'll be able to make that purchase instantly. So,
and that's the thing. You guys are kind of the talk of the town right now, because we've got Emily Hopkins on our staff who's really taken off with putting you guys all over our social media channels. And congratulations, you are our first viral post that we've ever had here with Macon-Bibb County. We've actually gone viral.
Over a million views.
Over a million views.
We don't even have a million people in
We've had people commenting from Australia. We've had people commenting from all the different countries in Europe, California. We've had Alaska. So yeah, we've had a lot of people from all over the world just talking about Macon-Bibb County's fire department. So that's something to really be proud of and get the excitement up for this. People are very excited about this calendar.
And something I wanted to say for all the people out there, these are real firemen.
I was going to say,
so many people
are actually from Macon-Bibb County.
They brought in these firemen from somewhere else. I think it was Brittany was saying, someone at her work was like, "There's no way that's real firemen. Those are."
These
models.
don't look like our Macon-Bibb ones.
Yeah, we need to set the record straight.
We need to set the record straight.
Yes.
These are all real Macon-Bibb firemen.
We might need to put little disclaimers underneath each one of their names in a post later and give their bio.
That's right, their hire date.
Yeah, where they're from. Yeah.
Their hire date. I like that.
Goodness.
What you got to remember now is when we have been on fire scenes and on emergency scenes, and people will walk up and be like, "Well, which one of them is in the calendar coming up?" So I remind people all the time that we've got 350 plus firefighters in Macon-Bibb County. There's only 36 of them that are in the calendar. So, and no, they don't work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they're not on every call that's ran in Bibb County. But no, they are definitely. I say homegrown Macon-Bibb firefighters, right. And they're our own. And we haven't brought in professional models in, but look, they're open for contracts. So if somebody is looking at the modeling business, Captain Herndon may sign a contract with somebody to do that.
I love that. That's
also, when you get them agents now.
Yeah, and the people that make those comments, I'm like, but how do you know they're in full on gear? I mean, how much does your gear weigh? Again, so
the turnout gear is easily 60, 75, 80 pounds.
So don't judge that. You don't know that just because they're fit, and that's a requirement too. You have to stay fit to be a firefighter.
So we all have to do a test to come on the fire department.
Yeah,
it's called the FAT test, and so we do that. Everybody has to do it to become a fireman, and then we have an annual PT test that we all have to do. And I want to just say this. Don't judge a book by its cover on the fire department, because let me tell you, me and my dad were big men our whole life, and he'll vouch for us. He would fight fire beside us all day long, because we'll knock a wall down to get to you. Because, being fit's great and everything, but a person that's got stamina that can keep going and push through. And so we got a lot of good guys that may not have made that calendar, but I'd fight fire with them all day long.
Yeah, class 1 for a reason. Hello.
Exactly.
That's right.
And I also like talking about, we mentioned it earlier, that this calendar has gone back since the 80s. Talk about mullets and all of that. But we actually have some people that are some retro throwbacks that were in the calendar. Not you, Chief.
Chief, you didn't
weren't-
do it?
Were you right? Correct. We're gonna
Not
break that news,
this
aren't
go
we?
around.
Yeah,
At all? You never did it?
You've never been in the calendar?
Nope.
Okay. But
Is he lying?
Nope.
No, he was.
Okay, I was
say,
gonna
I flipped through some of the old ones. I did see
Our new deputy
our
chief.
new deputy chief was
Williamson.
yeah,
Chief
he
Williamson.
was in it, and then
I'll never forget that moment. I was flipping through the calendar and it's like he was waiting and I was just scrolling through and I just like looked at the picture for like a good 10 seconds and then I looked up at him and he's just looking at me grinning and he's like nodding.
Yeah.
and Nick goes,
And
Yeah, you- and
our
he's like-
assistant
he's like-
fire chief that just retired was in the
Rico.
last calendar.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He was in the 2018.
We've actually got a
Rico is in the 20. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
he
ma'am.
was.
He was on the train underground.
And then this year, we've actually got another chief in
Training
the
chief.
calendar this year. So you know, it is one of those things that it's all ranks. It doesn't.
Yeah.
We're not worried about what rank you are or anything. We're looking for just great fit firefighters who really want to partake in this calendar and be in it. So it's been great seeing all levels of all ranks from.
yeah.
You even have some rookies on the
I did.
a few.
I did. I was about a week or two before the shoot. We had a recruit graduation.
Yeah. I talked to a guy and he was like, I was like, yeah, how long have you been with the department? He's like 2 months or 4 months or something
Right,
like that. And I was
right.
like, oh.
So he was walking across the stage to get pinned by his family when we were graduating them.
Uh-huh.
And I was standing there looking at him, and I was trying to remember. I was like, I just don't remember seeing this name on the 70-something that had applied. So I kind of was like, did you apply for the calendar? And he's like, oh, no, sir, I'm in training. I'm like, why didn't you apply for the calendar? He's like, can I? Next thing I know, he shows up for tryouts, and he was probably one of the first people that was
Aw.
picked by that committee to he needs to be in the calendar. So I'm like, wow. So it's yeah.
I think I got a
Rookie all
chance
the way
to.
up to the Chiefs.
I
Yeah.
got a chance to talk to him, and I'm blanking on his name right now.
Scott, I believe.
Scott? Yes. So I was talking to Scott, and he was telling me how excited he was just to be able to get to know everyone on the department and be part of this, because he's like, yeah, it's intimidating, being brought on. I'm new, but I don't feel as new when I'm standing next to all these people that are, working towards getting fit and getting ready for this calendar. It's just a lot of fun to get to know them on that level.
That's one thing that we've focused on the last few years is camaraderie in the fire
Yeah.
department. And yes, they're a rookie when they come on, and the day they graduate from training, they end up at a fire station. They are the rookie at that fire station. But when that bell hits, they're on the team. And if they're responding to a structure fire, by the time they get there, they go through the actions and doing what they do. At the end of that structure fire, whether it's 30 minutes or 20 hours, they feel like part of the team. And that's what we've tried to do in Macon-Bibb, is bring that camaraderie back, that brotherhood and sisterhood in the organization. And this calendar, is a little bitty piece of, making that happen. So I was glad to hear you say that about him, because it's exactly right. I said earlier, we're all about competitiveness. You get a little bit of competitive spirit going in the fire station, that just brings it home to where, hey, they're part of the team.
So we've got somebody that early 20s, maybe 19, 20?
19 is the
19?
youngest.
Okay, and then we've got another age range, Lieutenant Jolks Roberto, he's like, I'm in my 50s and I'm, doing this. And I love the excitement around this. It's so fun to see, the diversity, the age range. It's pretty fun.
And what I also really liked was whenever you go out to the photo shoots for this, Chief's out there like stage dad
Stage mom.
Stage dad presence, but stage mom.
Yeah.
He's out there like adjusting every hat. He's out there adjusting the lighting. It's just like,
There's a shadow on your face.
yes, exactly.
Well,
You're really
they're
great.
They're representing.
He's
So,
smiling so
Yeah,
hard.
I know. Yeah. There'll be a behind the scenes video of
I wasn't
Chief.
picked to be in the counter, but I was there. How about that?
No, I love it. We need you. You were needed.
Yes.
I love it. There was were there fans and stuff? Like the lighting and
Yes.
all
Yeah.
the things. Oh,
Yeah.
it was amazing. I wish everyone got
Fog
to see the
machines.
behind
We
the
had like
scenes.
3 fog
It was like
machines.
his birthday weekend, and he like comes out and everyone's lined up, and he's like, what happens if you line them up this way? And I was like, I don't know. Why don't you tell them?
You are the chief after all.
Yeah, but you're the specialist in the communication side and taking the pictures. So, we just make it happen. We just make it happen.
No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I think that's the big takeaway from this, too. And I know it was a lot of stress. I'm looking over at the captain over here, but
Hopefully
I know
it was a little more
worth
fun
it
this time. And
Oh, this was way better.
yeah.
This is I had a brand new baby at the time,
Oh, gosh.
and I was going a lot, and my wife wasn't having it. She said, "You'll never do one of these again." And it was so funny when it was time to do it again. She said, "Did you tell Chief that you needed some help?" I said, "I did." She said, "All right, you can help."
Good. Shout out to your wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love that.
So
Well, we're excited. We will make some special announcements. I'm sure we'll have like some sort of countdown and keep the excitement going. I know we talked about like the big break, between the 2018 and 2025 or 2026 calendar. But I think it's good to make the people wait a little bit, like give them something to look forward to. So while there may not be a 2027 calendar, we'll make people wait a little bit.
Let me just say this real quick. So it takes about a year in advance. So if you're going to make one for 2027, you got to start in 2026. And it keeps going that far. So if you do them back to back, you never get a break.
Yeah.
So you got to take, a little time off to kind of recoup, get different ideas. You got to do different scenes. I mean, we went there to the Guardian Center twice, so we're going to have to come up with some new. We're going to have to jump out of a plane next time.
Oh, gosh.
So I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to sit down, and we kind of got a board now, and we can all just start deciding what we're going to do and where we're going to go, and it's going to I'll be a lot smoother sail this time, I think.
Like anything, especially like putting out a fire, it takes a team, right? And
It
so
does.
it takes a team for all of this. It definitely takes a team too with our community sponsors who help make this calendar.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's not free. Sorry, it costs money to print things. It costs money to get the supplies and materials. So we do want to give a shout out to everyone who decided to be a amazing community sponsor this year. Do we have the full list? Should we
Definitely.
give y'all all a shout out?
I'll start out with 1842 Ian. The Olson family is awesome. One of the first people that we talked to in the beginning, and Miss Beverly came on board and has really made some great contacts for sponsorships. And of course, the Law Enforcement Foundation. Not that foundation made a donation, but Warren Selby, who oversees that, was one of the key players who came in early in sponsorships, saying that his company, Warren and Associates, wanted to be part of the calendar. Southern Realtors, Geiga, Vimal Internal Medicine, Lane Packing, SGA Dental came on board. ProFlow came on board. Even one of a couple of our own firefighters, but Michael Varner Pools came on board with a sponsorship. Tarragon. Texas Roadhouse, and as I mentioned earlier, the Legends Gym was awesome to provide not only the monetary side, but even the team of judges. And I'll be honest with you, they actually opened up their gym to our firefighters during the training part, and pretty much told us that we'll get them tanned up where they need to be. If they came in and worked out, they were letting them work out. So. Whatever it took to make sure that our people were ready for the calendar, they were coming on board and making that happen. So, definitely a great group of sponsors. There were a lot of smaller sponsors that came in. We definitely appreciate all of them, a large number of them, and even like I said, several of those were just firefighters who just said, "Hey, I'm going to be part of the calendar," and they made a monetary donation to it. So, special thank you to all of them. And that's the thing. Some of these people that made donations were not in the calendar. But they knew other firefighters at their fire station or people they worked with or they fought fire with in the past were competing for it. So they were like, "Hey, whatever it takes to get the calendars printed, we're going to help you out." So that was huge.
I love that. And you did bring up a good point. There are some people who want to help the cause, that want to contribute, but hey, maybe not. The calendar is probably not really my jam, so I don't really want one. You can still donate. We'll have an option for you on the website once we release that. Always accepting donations to help that cause, to help you all help other, families in the community.
Yes, ma'am. There's even a link on the website where you can donate.
Yeah, and big thanks to the people that are printing the calendar this year too.
Panaprint is actually we've been working with them to help us with the calendar and getting everything laid out and lined up. But actually, they've actually partnered with us now, and they're actually going to assist us with shipping. So when the orders come in online, we're compiling all that information and send them what they need, and they'll be direct shipped from the print shop straight to where we need them. So we're working out those little fine print items right now. But the last part that as far as purchasing calendars and being out in the public is a special thank you to Georgia National Fair. So we'll set up a booth. We actually, the fire department has a recruiting booth that we set up there to recruit firefighters to come work for Macon-Bibb. And while we're there, we're going to have some of our key players, some of our I guess y'all are calling them models now.
Yeah,
but some
they're
of the,
models for the calendar.
That's right. That's right.
Will
So
they be topless?
they will be there. I'm not answering the topless
Spoiler
part.
alert,
They will
Captain
be
Herndon's
there.
on the calendar.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. They will be there. We're going to set up at Georgia National Fair, and so if people want to purchase a calendar down there and sign them and things like that,
Very cool.
we'll have some of our team there. So big week for us. We're looking forward to that week and a half. So great things will be happening down there as well.
Awesome. Well, we're really excited. Again, we've got many more reels that we're ready to show you guys, and a really great hype video and so much more. Before I let you go, do we have an estimate for how much we want to raise or how many calendars we want? Is there a goal, or do we not want to?
You mentioned a while ago that we've got over 1,000 views.
A
million.
I'm sorry,
We have a million views.
So, Captain Herndon, you got to talk to Panaprint about printing over a million. So
Yeah, a million
every
calendars.
view is a calendar sold. So, no, we don't have, I'll be honest with you. It had been 2018. It had been so long since we had went down this road. We really were not sure what to expect. And so what we did was we just asked for donations to get a bulk of the calendar started and printed. And our goal is to continue printing every day until the last calendar sells. So if we're selling out, look, even if it's after 2026 and somebody still wants to buy a calendar, we're subject to go back to Panaprint and print out a few more calendars, keep them selling. So not that we have a goal, but what we do have is the ask that people purchase a calendar and allow us to help the children in our community.
Yes.
I love it. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you
for
very
having us.
much. We enjoyed it.